Good morning everybody from wherever you are watching from. Karibuni sana hapa Mutembei TV, and of course it's the one and only Dalmas Viola aka Madam Pettymouth in the house. Tuko na mheshimiwa sana hapa wenye watu wengi wamemuulizia. Good morning mwesh.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm fine. Yes. Kwa majina unaitwa nani?
Kwa majina ni Tuvoi Wilberforce. Yeah, na mimi ni mkaaji wa hapa Savanna.
Okay. Yes. Mheshimiwa, ulizaliwa pande gani za Kenya?
Mimi nilizaliwa kijiji moja iko na jina fani sana, inaitwa Mtingongo kule Kabaras, mahali inaitwa Malava.
Okay.
Mimi natoka Kakamega County.
Unatoka Kakamega County?
Yes.
Na shule ulikuwa umesomea pande gani?
Shule nilisoma shule ya upili, nilisoma Chesamis High School. Lakini primary school nilikuwa shule day school pale pia ilikuwa inaitwa Mtingongo Primary School. Yes.
What are the challenges you ever had when you were in school?
Normal challenges of coming from a family that was not very well off, challenges kidogo za school fees here and there. Na pia tuseme shule pia ilikuwa slightly a distance kutoka nyumbani. We used to go on foot. So I would say that, and then I would not say that I came from a very poor family, but our family was not very well off. So tulikuwa na normal challenge of school fees once in a while. So those things are the things that we faced when I was young. Yeah.
Do you think whatever you faced when you were growing up, especially at school, made you become the person you are today?
Yes, in one way or the other it did, because I would say having gone through the normal challenges in life shaped me to be a better man and to be a person who faces his challenges head on. So it has made me a better person. A person doesn't shy away from facing whatever I need to face and getting solutions when need be. Yes.
Ya mheshimiwa, hapo kama umetoka huko Saiza Westlands, last year nilikuwa Westlands, but I still spotted some students wakitembea bado barefoot.
Western?
Yes.
Si Westlands.
Oh.
Western.
Okay.
Challenge ni kubwa sana huko, because vile nimekuambia, unajua ushago, people have not yet been able to get enough money to live the life that other people live. So there are those people still facing challenges. Hawana viatu, wengine hata wanavaa zile vinyasa zimetoboka. So hizo ni normal challenges kule, lakini we are hoping by change na devolution vile imekuja. And you know me, I also come from an area kuwa cash crop ni miwa. So we are hoping that with the resumption of Mumia Sugar and West Kenya Sugar Company, the people at home will be able to earn a better living in future. So we hope that the county government that is going to come in place will ensure that these factories are working and paying farmers well. Yes.
Do you think the people in government should do something about it for the kids who are in Ushago?
I think this now settles squarely on the county government of Kakamega now. Because now that the functions were devolved, it is the responsibility of the government to ensure that kids actually get free meals at school, so that they don't suffer going home, ensure that kids also get things like shoes if they are able to provide, and uniform, now that this function has been devolved and they are getting, and I'm hoping they are going to increase their allocation in the next government that goes to the county, so they are able to sustain the education system to the county level. Yeah.
You talked of sugarcane, right?
Yes.
What happened to Chemelil?
Chemelil in Nyanza, I think all these companies that are sugar producing companies, I think they have been affected by cartels and corruption. You hear Mumias has debts running into billions. You hear the same thing happened to Chemelil. The same thing is West Kenya Sugar Company also was about to collapse. Then Kabaras came up. So there's a lot that goes on that I can't really substantiate as a person where I sit, but I think it's due to bad management that leads to collapse of these factories. Yes.
Are there people we should point fingers at, being that some zilikuwa zimeanguka?
I would say I would not want to point a finger at a particular person, but I say that the leadership that was there at that particular time has failed us.
Okay.
Yes.
Now that Kenya is economy is so tainted, and systems are corrupt, who should we really?
If you ask me, the buck stops with the president of this country, of the Republic of Kenya, because he's the chief CEO. Everything that happens, the buck stops at him. If he wants to stop corruption, the systems are in place. So though they say the Anti-Corruption Commission is independent, but of course if you are the CEO, then the buck stops at you. at your door actually.
Okay. Okay, mheshimiwa, sasa life yako after high school ulikuja ukafikaje Nairobi?
I have had quite a journey. So after nimemaliza shule, I moved to stay with my brother hapa Nairobi for like 1 year. Then I joined, I'm a hospitality personnel, so I joined college then, utalii, before joining more university where I paid my own school fees. So I had a bit of a struggle when I started because I worked for a company called Sara Lee, the guys who produce kiwi and mist spray. For those people who lived those times, they know mist, the spray that was there then. So when I used to work there, we used to be paid I think 5,000 Kenya shillings. And I used to live in a single house around area 4, Madare. So that's where my journey. I used to actually load garbage at Sara Lee. That is around 2009, 2010. Yes.
How did you get introduced to the company, being that ndio ulikuwa unaingia university?
We used to go and wait at the gate because normally it was a casual, on casual basis. So you'll be at the gate and wait for your chance to be called and go and do the manual work for the day. So it was a routine. So I was just following what people who lived in the same area used to do. Go at the gate, wait. If the manager comes and tells you today you'll come in and work, then you'll get a chance to go work. Yes.
Mheshimiwa, do you think Kenya is politically stable?
I would say as Kenyans, we are okay politically. But the leadership that is in place and the one that comes and the politicians are the ones that create the instability that is there. Kenyans live among themselves very comfortably without pointing fingers, without abusing each other. But when you get to the political season, we now start pointing fingers to where you come from, what tribe you come from, and we are being used by politicians. So I want to urge Kenyans to always live to live the same way they have lived each other, even before politics, because politics comes only after every 5 years. So they should not allow politicians to use them. Yes.
When did you start your journey in politics?
I will not say politics, but I say leadership. I was very privileged to be an overall school captain at Form 3, position only reserved for Form 4s. When I did that, when I joined utalii, I was the Secretary for Social Affairs, which was a political seat because I contested and won. But I've quietly, and then after that, been involved in one way or the other politically, maybe in opinion shaping, in discussing issue-based politics. And then actually I wanted to run in 2017, but I wanted to run at home. But I thought it's not, since I live in Nairobi, and this is where I live, I thought, why don't I bring my leadership skills to Nairobi instead of taking it home and allow the people at home elect the people who live there. So that is the reason why I decided to vie in Nairobi, and that is slightly my journey in leadership.
Okay.
Yes.
Why did you choose UDA? Why did you join UDA and not ODM or any other parties?
If you listen to my story resonates very well with the bottom-up concept or economic model, because I'm a guy who believes anyone can work themselves from down there towards the pinnacle of success. So I'm a believer in the economic model. I like the political journey that His Excellency the Deputy President has taken. He's a guy who was a nobody. He comes from a name that is not known, and he's managed to write his name on the Republic of Kenya. So he gives me the confidence that I can do the same. Yeah.
When did you choose to follow Ruto?
I would say just the same way as many people have been. We've been following Raila Odinga for many years. Until I think the last time I actually 2017 I think I voted for him. But I saw the same thing happening. He kept on having the same people around him. He kept on having the old people around him. He kept on having the same family members around him politically, and I felt he was not growing the youth that were either in the party or creating a position for them. Nothing personal with the party, ODM, and nothing personal with His Excellency Raila Odinga, but we just probably differ in what I believe in nurturing the youth and creating the spaces they deserve, and ensuring democratically that we have the space that we want. For instance, if a party needs to do nomination, then they need to do nomination. They always say the majority will have their way, but the minority must have their say. Yes. Are you recognized in UDA party? I don't understand what you recognize, but I am a member of UDA party. I have a membership number. I'm an aspirant under UDA party, and I think that itself says I'm recognized under the UDA party. Yeah, yes. I've met several aspirants, lakini they're not recognized, especially with ODM. Raila wajui, like they just tried. They're also asking other people mwenye wanaweza wasaidia wafike huko juu. It's a bit different when you come to when you're dealing with William Ruto, because he creates a platform whereby every aspirant gets the opportunity if he wants to probably talk to him. It is not so often, but when you have the regular forums, let's say at his residence or in a meeting, you will not have so many people shielding you. The thing is, only presidential candidate that has done so many meetings at his residence, and that shows you opening those doors to people to come and discuss issue-based politics. Tells you what kind of politician he is. Yes. Okay, out of box, what are the challenges are you facing as a dad and as a politician? I didn't know I'll face this challenge, but now I'm facing it as a father, because my time with my family has tremendously reduced. I'm out till late and I leave early. As you can see, I'm about to go and do a road show. On a normal day, on a holiday, I'll be here with my family. Yes. But now can I support kwa politics? 100%. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. Now watoto je? My kids, I think they're experiencing something new. I've always been in the corporate world, so I've always had enough time for them and seeing me around. But I think for them, they won't say it much, but I think you can tell they're seeing the difference when they don't see me around more often. Yes. Have you ever been threatened hapa na other aspirants hapa Embakasi East? I haven't, and I would say that shows political maturity. I haven't seen direct threats from any aspirant, and for your information, majority of these aspirants we talk, including the incumbent who comes from where I come from. He's also a good friend of mine. The other aspirants also in ODM are good friends of mine. We meet for a cup of coffee here and there, so they're good friends. So I haven't had a direct threat, and I do not think I will have, because I think this is a political competition. It's not competition between individuals or their personal lives. It's just a political competition that the winner will be declared come 9th of August. Yeah. One of the aspirants claimed that you're bankrupt. I will not answer that, because I don't know on what basis someone will say I'm bankrupt. I will not also want to discuss whether I'm financially stable or I'm not, because that is based on what my family eats every day, if I'm able to pay my bills. Yeah, but I'll say I'm not wealthy. Mimi ni hustler. Umevai mara ngapi hapa Embakasi East? This is my first time to buy. Oh, this is your first time? This is my very first time. Na watu wengi wanakurecognize? Yes, because I'm a people's person. I've changed the discussion around politics, actually, to be honest. When I joined politics here, people were discussing about parties. Now I brought up a discussion on people-centered leadership, on what we need to do for the people and not what, because when somebody doesn't perform, you never ask the party. You'll ask the person why they did not perform. So I'm a believer that even if you are voting for my party, also evaluate me as a person and understand where I'm coming from and where I want to take the world. Yes. Mheshimiwa, what are your agendas? So I have an agenda for Upper Savanna, and I have a 10-pillar program that I have for Upper Savanna. Should I continue? Okay. Carry on. What are your agendas? Yeah. So I came up with a 10-pillar program for Upper Savanna, and I'll mention just a few. Okay. One thing that sits close to my heart is a youth mentorship program, and this is based on the fact that we have so many youth who get drunk after leaving school, and they do not have anyone to guide them to what they need to do next after school. So I thought by coming up with a youth mentorship program within the ward will help in guiding and counseling, one. Two, ensuring that these people are told the journey of success, because everybody wants to wake up in the morning and the next day they want to be rich. It is not possible. So if they don't see success coming their way, they indulge in alcoholism and drug abuse. And I think it's a big thing that I've seen happen. And even if you walked now from Jacaranda to Caltex, I'm very sure you'll meet a drunk boy at the age of around 16 to 21. So that's something we need to eradicate, because the future belongs to the youth. Another thing that is very close to my heart is creating social amenities. Like we do not have playgrounds that are well done in Upper Savanna. We will make sure that is done. Another one, I want to create a tech hub. Because the country and the world is moving technologically. There are people who do online writing, there are people who do forex trading, and I said we'll create like a small hub for the youth of Upper Savanna who do not necessarily to get to the office and wear a tie for them to earn a living. They can do forex trading, they can use the internet to apply for jobs, because not everybody has privilege to have Wi-Fi. So by creating that platform, they'll be able to apply even for jobs without training. Another thing that resonates with also what our incoming governor of Nairobi, and he mentioned this, that he will ensure that the feeding program for all children in Nairobi is in hand, that kids will be fed at school. And I think this was done by Ken Okoth in Kibra, and I'm very sure it can be done in Upper Savanna, to have our children have their meals so that they are able to attend school. Another thing is PWT, people with disability, youth and women, mostly, and normally the disadvantaged groups. So we want also to make sure they're empowered through their small SMEs, ensuring that we create a fund that will finance as a stimulus package to their businesses, to Mama Mboga, to Boda Boda, go to Watchman as they create circles within their businesses. I've also discussed with the Boda Bodas within Upper Savanna. I've told them to form a circle before I take office, because there are about 300 people that ride Boda Bodas in Upper Savanna. 300 people, if they contribute 100 bob every day. In a month, we are talking about 900,000 Kenya shillings. 900,000 Kenya shillings is massive if you came up with a circle for that. And then it will reduce the cartels, the Shylocks, the one that give them motorbikes and they have failed to pay 300 bob and the motorbikes are taken away. Another thing that is also close, it's among my pillars, is also water and sanitation. Water and sanitation, why? Because the entire of Upper Savanna, there's no public toilet. Nothing like public toilets. People are forced to go to the bars and all that. We need to create that. Another thing is to be able to ensure the people who live in vijiji ndogo like Vumilia, Kamola and Kotieno, for them to be able to access proper drainages there, for them to have a proper latrine, for us to even create a dispensary to help those people. You realize that we only have one Mama Lucy hospital here. If you have an emergency and you are to be taken to hospital, you'll have to be rushed from Kamola to Mama Lucy. But if you create a dispensary, then can give people first aid. Another thing is, I think this will be the last one I'll mention, is the ECD centers, the early childhood education centers, which is key because all the children have been to Donholm Primary and the school has about 2,000 children, the school there. For the facility, for the teachers, it is massive and huge and challenging. For the children to walk all the way from Kamola and Vumilia to go to that school when they are at a tender age of 3, when they start school of 4 years, is really challenging. So if you can establish a few ECD centers within the locality, then you will curb that and also you'll reduce the population in a public school. Yeah.
What are you going to do for the people of Embakasi East, Upper Savanna, unique that Stanzo Mungala did not do?
I think I've mentioned in my pillars and he has not done anything that I've mentioned.
Okay.
So I think it's a plain canvas that I'm going to write on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think Stanzo Mungala did something? Did he work?
I'll be fair to him as a member of, as a representative of this ward. There are things that he has done, but the outcry is he has not achieved what people envisioned when he sought for their votes. I wouldn't sit here and be the critic of what he has done or say what he has done, but I sit here and say what he has not done, and that's what I want to correct.
Okay.
Yes.
I've not heard you talk about the girl child.
I think I mentioned it under youth because, and I said I talked about women, youth, and people with disabilities, and I think our ladies also are normal. Women are normally, and the girl child are normally within those circles of those people who have, who are the minority, considered to be the minority in terms of what they face. But you can see what even the IBC has said about the role of ensuring that we have even nominated female legislators into the assembly, both the National Assembly and the County Assembly, and even during the nominations. So I think the only thing we need to do, and because you mentioned that, there's something else that also we thought will ensure that it's done. The bursaries are being given, but nobody is pushing our young ones to take courses in technical training institute, the TVET programs. In my ward, we'll ensure we also support the government in the 100% transition to ensure that the youth that are from high school or dropped out of high school also get a chance to technically train. We can have salonists, we can have barber guys who shave the barbers, we can have mechanics, we can have drivers, we can have all these people. Out of the fact that they did not finish school does not mean that they can't get bursaries to attend this institute. So that is also my goal, so that we have not ladies who got pregnant and because they dropped out of school, their life ends there. You can even have a cameraman from there. You can have a person who technically had the ability to become an interviewer but did not get that, and they dropped out, and they can still go to college even if they didn't finish high school.
Mheshimiwa convinced me that it's not just propaganda, and you will put everything, suppose you win the seat.
Yes.
What have you already done for the people of Upper Savanna, being that Kamola City is just next to your home?
I'm always not very good at blowing my own trumpet, but I say this. I've worked with these people. I've tried to empower youth groups. I've worked with women, worked with them. And this is just the beginning. I haven't taken over office. I have a track record where I've worked before, and I won't go into details, but it speaks for itself. I'm a man with a vision, and nothing is going to stop me. And we're going to make Upper Savanna tick again. Yes. Okay,
have you people done a nomination free and fair, or you were given a direct ticket?
No. Our opponents were given direct tickets. We were involved in a free and fair nomination, and I won with the majority votes. And my opponents are actually supporting me in this bid. Yes.
They're not going for independent?
None of them is going for independent. They are supporting my election bid. Yeah.
And do you think they're genuinely supporting you, or maybe someone could be stabbing you back?
You know, when you win fair and square, people have nothing against you. They will support you. But if you look at the other house, there was no free and fair nomination, so there's a problem. It is now a house of cards. It's coming down. Yes.
So what is bottom up?
Bottom up is just an economic model whereby you empower the people at the bottom by creating an atmosphere for them to trade fairly, do business fairly, and then they are able to now be able to pay taxes. So you're creating a huge tax platform. Instead of ensuring that the only few people up there are the one making money. You know, the trickle down effect is waiting for the guy to be up there, and the whatever trickles down financially, economically, is what the other people will enjoy. But creating a base where everybody creates an income is what we call a bottom-up economic model. You empower the people at the bottom going up.
Are you temperamental?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Yes.
Inasemekana watu wa UDA wako na hasira sana.
Watu wa UDA ni wagadi. Sijasikia mtu wa UDA hapa na hasira. We are peace loving, and we hope every Kenyan will be peaceful as we head to the elections. Yes.
But inasemekana pia mnapenda propaganda, and you're biased and corrupt.
You know, as I said, people will relate to you individually, and we've seen huge corruption cases happening in our country, even before UDA was formed. So if somebody says that UDA is corrupt, they are not being sincere with themselves. UDA is a young party with young blood, and if somebody says there has been corruption, then they need to point back to the past. Yes.
So suppose you don't win, will you support the person who will win?
I said when I began this interview, the majority will have their way, the minority will have their say. So I'll concede defeat if I lost, fairly.
Okay.
Yes.
So you will.
And what I do is I'm a believer in teaching people how to fish and not providing the fish. Yes. So I deal with groups, empower them to produce much, as opposed to trying to give them handouts. Because if a politician gives you 500, 1,000 bob, 100 bob, 200 bob, how long can that last? So people have to be clever enough. For those people coming with money, they evaluate them and ensure they are electing someone who help them for the next 5 years, and not their 1,000 bob. But wakileta pesa kula.
Lakini kuna watu wenye wanapatiana pesa, watu wananunuliwa. You don't buy.
So wewe uliambiwa mimi niko bankrupt, nitanunua na nini?
No,
sina pesa.
You ni aspirants wenzako tu wanakupiga.
So wale wanapatiana pesa, wananchi wakule pesa. Wakule pesa, lakini wapige kura mahali wanajua change itapatikana.
Do you support the fact that UDA is donating wheelbarrows to people?
You know, this is something that everybody discusses, and the media need to demystify it. There's nowhere UDA is donating wheelbarrows. If you say so, I'll ask you, is ODM donating oranges? It is not donating oranges, right? Because it's a party symbol. A wheelbarrow is a party symbol that represents the hustle. Yeah. So nobody's donating wheelbarrows. Yes. We are donating ideas of the hustle. Yes, let people hustle, whether you are a mkokoteni pusher or whatever you do with your life, hustle until you make it. Yes.
Now that you are campaigning, kuna wale watu wenye wanaweza kuja wakurushie tantrums wakutusi. Do you arrest youths who will abuse? Will you arrest youths wenye watakutusi?
No. Political freedom, people will say what they want to say. As a person, if that's not the kind of person you are, then you let them have their freedom. But ensure also you preach whatever you're preaching to them so that they understand. Yes.
How will you handle people who will throw tantrums at you when you watakutusi ama maybe wakudanganie, they accuse you of something?
I'll explain myself and try and make peace.
Okay.
Yes.
I hope so. Can you support the people of Embakasi East, being that kuna waheshimiwa wenye wanawakujanga kuwashika kama wamewatusi?
Yeah, we will support our people kabisa, kwa sababu si sawa. Ni vizuri kusaidia vijana wetu kufanya the right thing, kuwashika iwezi wasaidia. I believe in progressive, corrective action. Kusaidia mayouth wajue kusonga mbele. How do they need to behave? What can they do that positively impact their life other than hurling insults? We do not condone as Team Tuvoi insults to our opponents. Yes. We want to run a sober campaign. We want to run a campaign based on ideas and ideologies. We want to sell our agenda. And I'm very sure our people will buy our agenda because it's for the people of Upper Savanna. I said when I started this journey that I'll ensure that I will not write my name on the walls of Upper Savanna. And I think you've not seen my name with him. But I'll write my name in the hearts of the people of Upper Savanna, and that's what I'm doing. Yes. Okay,
there's something you've not explained clearly. Suppose mimi leo nitusi mheshimiwa fulani na ninatoka hapa Embakasi East Upper Savanna. How will you help me if suppose they arrest me?
What I'll do is, first of all, there's freedom of speech. But also, as much as there's freedom of speech, you should mind what you're saying to the other person. As much as your freedom is guaranteed, also mind what it does to the other person, what you say. So I'll not say I want to condone people to abuse others and they should go scot-free. No. But I'm saying we should be able to explain to our youth the need of cohesiveness and not necessarily engaging in the politics of hurling insults to one another. Yes.
Suppose Uhuru washinde waibuke na Raila, akwe prime minister, Raila akwe president.
You see, you said suppose Uhuru ashinde Omanda na Uhuru, because everybody knows it's Uhuru on the ballot. Raila is a decoy, which is so wrong. So let's ensure that we don't allow Uhuru to run for another term, because even constitutionally it's not allowed. He's done his term. Whatever is done positively in terms of infrastructure he has done. It's time for him to go home. Yes.
UDA is planning to rig elections. What's your take?
I thought there are people who say they have the deep state. How would UDA rig? Deep state is on the other side, and you've heard them mention. I don't need to mention them, but I've said they have the deep state, and we've said we have God and the people.
Okay.
Yes.
So kwa hivyo mtaiba, juu watu wanasema mnaiba sana.
Watu ndio watapiga kura.
Hata wewe hapa wanasema nikaa utaiba na stanzo, cause you people mnasaidiwa na pesa zenye boss wenu aliiba za wanyonge.
Hapana, boss wetu hakuna pesa ameiba wanyonge. It's only that, you know, there's something that the deputy president says. There's a difference ya mchoyo na ule mtu amekosa. Yeah. So unajua mchoyo hata kupa. Ule mtu amekosa anaweza kosa kupa kwa sababu amekosa. He gives because he's a giver, not because ameiba.
Given a chance unaweza rudi ODM?
No, my party is UD. I'm here to stay.
Okay. Given a chance, maybe now that other aspirants are saying you're bankrupt and they offer you money, they sponsor you.
What I would say is my party of choice is UDA, and I'm here to stay, and no coercion or amount of money is going to change my mind about UDA. Yes.
How do you talk to people of Upper Savanna during your campaigns?
I'm one-on-one, through forums, through groups, through one-on-one interaction when walking on the streets. So, and I've realized it works well because people get to understand where you're coming from and what you want to do for them. Yes.
Yeah, as we wind up, sir, thank you and wish you best of luck. So maybe if you have something to tell your people.
The people of Upper Savanna, on the 9th of August, wake up and make a choice that is going to change your lives. Not vote for people because they came with this party and that party. Vote for people because you've read their manifesto and you know the ability to bring change. Tuvoi is the change you need. Vote Tuvoi on the 9th of August. Yes.
Wish you best of luck.
Thank you.
Of course, guys, it's the one and only Dalmas Viola. Karibuni sana.
Wamama wenzangu, so far tumefikisha 350k kwa akaunti yetu ya chama. Tufanye aje na hizi pesa zetu?
Naona tununue vitenge zinafanana. Vitenge. Hapana, tununue sufuria za non-stick.
Sufuria.
Tununueni curtain.
Ai, wamama wenzangu, vote tununue kaploti.
Kuna watu wanauza plots na nyuki.
Na nyuki?
Hebu tuwapigie simu watupe uhondo.
Hello.
Thank you for calling Octaven. How may we assist you?
Can we get a plot with 350,000 in Nanyuki?
Yes, you can get a plot at the Great Oasis Gardens in Nanyuki today for as low as 349,000 shillings.